Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother Dawadah, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick as a foreshadowing of the things to come. All right. As we see with the shipping shortages and things like that, man, things are getting a lot tighter around around the earth. All right. So it says, watch massive brawl at restaurant over steak. And as you see, this is an all-you-can-eat buffet, all right, which is indicative of, Babylon the Great being what that city that dwells carelessly, because it's they don't really have any cares here. You have all-you-can-eat buffets where some countries are just starving to get certain things. When you can have a high commodity like steak just overflowing. This is pretty much a foreshadowing of things to come. All right, this is an altercation over a steak shortage at a buffet. A former employee said. Police in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, are investigating what sparked a massive brawl last week at Golden Corral restaurant. The exchange of bowls between more than 40 patrons was partly caught on camera. The video, which quickly spread across social media, people could be seen throwing everything from punches to chairs, while police have said they do not know what prompted the fight. One former employee told the local media that it was a steak shortage at the buffet. From what I heard, it was over steak. Apparently, somebody cut in line, one former employee told a local CBS affiliate. And just think about that. Imagine those grocery store lines when they're trying to get the last piece of meat, all right, or a bag of rice, all right, and it's a shortage, all right. Again, this is a luxury. This is an all-you-can-eat buffet, all right. It's not like they were fighting over the last groceries, all right. It says another told the same story, elaborating and revealing one family had cut in front of another family in line and had taken what little was left of the buffet steak. The disagreement followed two parties back to their tables, and the incident escalated from there. All right. Let's just go ahead and jump into this here because we're not going to make this too long. But I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it. But and this is a beautiful clip of the foreshadowing of the things to come. All right, because if you can see throughout the spirit, right before they probably were filming this, everybody was just cordial, sitting down and eating and, having a nice meal and a place of lavishness, when you compare it to the rest of the world, where you can sit down and just have all you can eat, as much steak as you want, as much as this and that as you want, right? And then, of course, they were saying in here it was over a shortage of steak, right? But nevertheless, when the food starts drying up here, you see it went from, before the video, like I said, it was probably peaceful. But then at the end of this video, this whole restaurant was torn down. All right. You had the people that worked there, quote unquote, representing the authorities. People weren't respecting the authorities in this scenario, man. They was throwing chairs and throwing punches, man. All right. So let's jump into some scriptures real quick, not making this too long. 2 Ezra 6:22 says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty. All right. So, hey, everything seems to be all good at a point in time. Like right now, we keep hearing constant news stories of the shortages of food. All right. And the shipping backlogs and everything else like that. You try to tell this story to some people and they're like, oh, well, my grocery store is still full. But then you go to another grocery store across town or in other places, you're starting to see shortages, man. All right. But, hey, it's going to come upon them like a thief in the night. All right. Just like in this here restaurant, some people were just sitting down, eating, having a good old time and conversating with their family. And then all of a sudden, a riot broke out, man. All right. You can imagine some people might have just sat down, was just going to the buffet. Then the whole restaurant got turned out like that, man. All right. Caught them like a thief in the night. Verse 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. And hey, just how it is when Jake know about certain things. You could think back to when you was in school and the cafeteria or something, y'all just sitting down eating and then you hear certain noise or something like that. You like, a fight about to start happening. People start crowding around. All right. Again, this is all foreshadowing what's to come, man. All right. Because if this is happening in all you can eat luxurious, not saying it's a luxury restaurant, but you have the luxury to have an all you can eat buffet. How much more at the grocery store? You go to a restaurant to eat as a luxury. All right. You go to the grocery store as a necessity. All right. It says, verse 24, and at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. All right. Hey, those people were all, they weren't necessarily enemies at first, sitting down. You was sitting down peacefully eating with the table behind you and everything else like that. Not even, worried about what was going on with them. Just like when you go into the grocery store, you just walking down the aisles and not paying too many attention to the people that surround you. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Now, when the grocery store start drying up, man, you start seeing somebody in another aisle. Y'all going to look at each other like enemies, trying to grab the last bag of rice, the last gallon of water and things like that, man. All right. It says, and at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. So ultimately, these things are going to start popping off, on every side. All right. Let me go from there to oh, wait. Let me just go back here. Getting straight to the point. We could read a lot of it. Let me just start up because this is a little bit here. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, hey, this is what's about to start coming down the pipeline. It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And when them shortages start coming, when you see the regular people, your neighbors and everything else like that, you're kind of calm and cordial, waving at them and everything. But hey, when these times come, are you going to be so-called afraid to see another person because you're not going to know how they're going to react and what they're going to do unto you, man? All right. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and great tribulation. So like in the video we just saw, man, these people were sitting down all calm and peaceful and everything, eating right beforehand. But then, hey, because they had a shortage of steak and somebody wanted the last piece of steak and somebody cut in front of them in line, all right, and all out chaos broke out and Royal Rumble broke out, man. All right, people were throwing chairs and stuff. You had men, women, and children in that crowd, man. You seen those chairs flying across the, across the room. Some woman could have just, or a man for that case, could have not been paying attention and got hit right in the back of the head with a stool or a chair. All right, knocked him unconscious. Could have sent him into a seizure or a shock or something like that, man. All right, so, hey, these are the things that's foreshadowed to come here in Babylon, man. All right, again, you got to think about it. That, it's a luxury to go out to eat. And how much more the all-you-can-eat buffet versus you going to the grocery store, all right? Verse 19 again, it says, and a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, and so, hey, for a lack of bread, all right, when the food starts drying up out here, man, all right, and great tribulation. Real quick, let me go over here to 2 Ezra 16 and 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? And these are the times that we're living in right now, man. You have, these pandemic woes that are popping off, all right, shortages of foods, mass, quote unquote, sicknesses going on and around. All right, so a lot of people are being plagued with a lot of different things at this point in time. So, hey, what do you think is going to start causing out here on these streets, man? Uproars of the people, man, chaos and things like that, man, especially when there's a shortage or increase of price at the supermarket, man. All right, you go to your local supermarket and see how much beef is costing right about now, man. All right, and chicken is costing, man. All right, see how much stock they have of certain foods on the shelves, man. All right, they have countless stories on the news showing these shortages, man. All right, and just these other regular products that people are buying. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. But for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, but nor always be mindful of the scourges. So, hey, as these things are turning up, these plagues is going forth as a so-called correction, all right, to get people to turn back, and, to wake them up. Like, hey, don't y'all notice something is going on? People ain't waking up, but in fact, they're turning up with their wickedness, man. You see more and more wickedness going forth, man. All right, more and more of these alphabet communities all over the place, and they showing all this stuff on TV and everything. Not going too far into that, but hey, man, the things that you see on TV now, you didn't see on TV 5 years ago, 10 years ago, man. When you go outside and walk up and down, I say this all the time, man, you see more TNA, all right, in the grocery store than you do at the strip clubs nowadays, man. All right, I don't even understand how strip clubs are still open nowadays. Just go to your local grocery store and walk up and down the aisles, man. You'll get a whole lot more eye candy in your local grocery store than you do at the damn strip club. All right, they ain't turning down, they turning up. All right, like that Lil Jon song say, turn down for what, man? All right, they just going fulfilling their the lust of their flesh, man, their wickedness, man. All right, verse 20 it says, but for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Behold, victory shall be so good cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves in a good case. All right, and hey, we had seen this happen not too long ago when all these what we call stimulus packages was going out, and all these little benefits was going out, and the moratoriums was going out where people weren't paying rent and things like that. But now, they're putting that squeeze on everybody, man. But suddenly it's about to pop up upon them, man. All right, take them like a thief in the night. It says, behold, victory shall be so good cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and others shall escape the hunger, shall the sword destroy. So, hey, man, it's about to be definite destruction that's coming upon this earth, man. All right, so I just wanted to get that little lesson in. I thought it was quite, telling through the spirit about how, you had this all-you-can-eat buffet, all right, where you can eat unlimited steak for one price. That, hey, these people had an all-out brawl over a shortage of steak. It wasn't a necessity, but, hey, it was almost like a luxury. That's indicative of what's to come here in Babylon the Great, man, the city that dwelleth carelessly, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostle, and that was a great millstone. I taught us this truth and every will. And citation, much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.